Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly manga update. This is week 3, and on today's video, we'll be talking briefly about the story of Diadem Chronicles, the world, the lore, and the magic system of this world that I've created. And so let's jump right back into my Notion setup. And in the previous video, we talked about the title, why or rather the meaning behind Diadem Chronicles, and its genre and the theme of the manga. I also showed you a little bit about the action plan that I made for Diadem Chronicles. And so yeah, that's a brief recap of the previous week's video. So right, let's dive into the story, the world, and the magic system of Diadem Chronicles. So over here on my database, I have the world setting. So if you just click on this, this will take us to the setting of the world that I've made for this manga. So the world of Diadem Chronicles is called Sfaira, which is basically a Greek word for sphere, a rounded sphere. And so Sfaira, and basically the setting is that it's a post-apocalyptic world where a certain big event happened, and then because of that the world is in this very chaotic and destroyed state. So once long ago, the ground which we stand on was closed up and Sfaira was whole, as vast as the core is deep, and every race, tongue, and tribe from all corners lived in harmony. It was full of wonders and odd artifacts that we now only see glimpses of in the far reaches of the core, which were made with the help of the source. However, there was darkness within the hearts of man, and not being content with the miracles they possessed, sought to dominate others, and soon countless wars broke out across the land and sea, consuming Sfaira. This brought about the separation and decay called the scroll, which tainted the source, a seed rooted deep in the flesh and blood of our ancestors, into our very nature. We bear the symptoms of it now, and thus have become scroll-born. The events of the war were marked chronologically in history as the Holocene extinction, a mass extinction marked by rapid loss of biodiversity, largely caused by people. So that was just a brief setting of the world of Sfaira and why it actually became like that. And so if you can see this image over here, the icon, the blue areas are the bodies of water, the light orange or skin color is the landmass, and the ones on the purple here is the core. So basically what happened was, because of this wars that occurred, the result was that parts of this massive land sunk into the core, and basically it just terraformed itself massively. And so these land masses and these bodies of water, this is where the civilization is currently living, but it's very what's the word I'm looking for, the land is not solid, and the reason being, like I said, part of about more than 50%, around 70% of the land has sunk in, and so because of that, and it's continuing to sunk in as well, slowly. We have climate change happening where water levels are rising slowly but inevitably. So similar to that, the land is shrinking and it's falling apart, and so it's not stable, but civilization and life is still going on. People and just nature is trying to hold on, and it's trying to fight on to live, but the whole world is crumbling. Is That's basically it. And so that's the world setting. And coming to the magic, so the magic for now I've just named it the source. And so the source, no one exactly knows where or how this source came from. And some say it was even before history, before the world started, the source was there. And then somehow through this Holocene extinction, the source, which was pure, gets tainted. And after the coming of the scroll, however, the source came with a price. So the source was at first it was being used freely by not just the people, civilizations, but even nature itself. But then what happened was, when the scroll came in, the scroll started feeding on the person's soul, and in turn it would shorten their lifespan. So while the essence of the source is still pure, it has become tainted with foulness. And so the source, it has various forms, and it can be used in many ways. There's ancient lore that tells the stories of people being able to manifest weapons and armors, able to talk and control all manner of fauna and flora, able to see and enter the ethereal or the spirit realm, able to manipulate time, and much more. So these are a few glimpses of its power, but the people who are able to use this source, they are called the unveiled. And I thought that whenever they would use this source, they would start the magic incantation with the word unveiled, and whatever the sword is, like unveiled, heavenly sword, for example, and the sword would just appear, and be we were able to see it with our physical eyes, basically. So yeah, that's basically it. This is the rules of the magic. So the what I thought was that this the source would have like a reagent, where you would need like a middleman of sorts, like a component that you need to harness the power of the source. So for the source, which is like good, the reagent or the source is Hokmah, which means wisdom, and this is in Hebrew, and Sarx, which means flesh. And so the Hokmah is far less possessive and depends always on the will of the one possessed. And so Hokmah helps to letting people choose to overcome and subdue the scroll when using the source, while the Sarx is a sacrificial one, where the user has to continually sacrifice their humanity to get stronger, thereby killing them physically and spiritually, emotionally, mentally. They're just draining themselves. And so the difference between using Hokmah and Sarx is that Hokmah both ask for sacrifice, even the Sarx, but for Hokmah the power buildup is usually slow. Sarx power buildup is sudden. Hokmah takes a toll on the user but also helps recover them, while as the Sarx, it takes a lot of toll on the user and does not help in recovering them. Hokmah discovers their powers and themselves, whereas Sarx lose their powers and themselves. So yeah, that's basically the gist of the rules of the magic. And we will below is like the types of magic that are there. We are not going to go into this because it's spoiler, so we'll just leave it at that for now. So that's the magic system. Coming to the world of Sfaira. So this is the world map. Again, this is not permanent. It can change. These are the names of the places, the civilizations. And so basically from the blue icon, if you remember seeing the purple, the core, I've changed it to black here instead of purple. And so this is the core. This is the black area, is all the areas that has sunk tint, and the blue area is the water body, and then the skin color ones, the land, are the land masses. And so these four smaller land masses, these are called the severed isles, and basically they float above these land masses. And so nobody knows how or why these islands are these islands came to be, and how they're floating, but they know that it's connected to the Holocene extinction. And so these severed isles, they just float around and they just go around, so they're like satellites basically. And these are the various names of the places. Welcome to the segregated world of Diadem. And so right, so this is basically it, the core. After the events of the Holocene extinction, more than half of Sfaira's landmass fell in towards its core, creating what is now called the core. It is a place void of light, sunlight, where darkness rules and is filled with many dangers, including the scroll itself. But the people of Magyar, these people, they delve into its depths in search of wonders and odd artifacts left behind by dead civilizations. So it still has many interesting things that you can discover. So the people of Magnar are very scientific and really inclined towards wanting to know what is there in the core. And so they have regular expeditions where they go and they try and find lost artifacts and just civilizations. And so like I said, these are the four severed isles. They're just roaming about. We don't know what or how they came to be. And these are the different biomes of the different places that I've broken down. So I'll be going back and filling this in with descriptions, with images, like as and when I finish the environment designs, I will upload them. And so yeah, this is the world of Sfaira. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope this was fun to watch, and yeah, I really enjoyed coming up with this idea, this world setting as well, and I love obviously talking about it, but then talking about it is not going to cut it. I have to make it into a final product, which is my manga. And yeah, so that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this week's update, and if you are also following along with your own webcomic and manga journey, please let us know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and yeah, leave a comment as well. That really helps. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Cheers.